Testing. You guys probably can't see what's on the TV, but I'm putting on through YouTube little background ambiance of the Alien versus Predator film's soundtrack, starting with 2004, the first one. Um, don't know if you guys can hear it well, but I decided to get a little bit into the mood of it, if you know what I mean. So, anyways, if it gets too loud, I can always adjust the volume. So, it looks like it's now 11 p.m. PST. So let's get on with the overview discussion about the Alien versus Predator two films, Alien versus Predator 2004 and the 2007 film Alien versus Predator Requiem. For those of you who are in, it looks like at least one watcher is on right now, but that's all right. This live is probably planning to go for at least 20 minutes or more of a discussion. As you can tell, I had to turn it down. Parts of the music on each track of the soundtrack of these films was just a masterpiece, in my opinion. Music, it says on the artwork by Harald Klosser. Um, Obviously a movie soundtrack composer. So, okay, 11:01. So let's get to it. So again, guys, welcome back to the live stream of the Cash Vault channel. So as I mentioned, we'll be discussing the Alien vs. Predators film 2004 on Antarctica and about Alien vs. Predator Requiem. So I need to show you guys this as one of the first things that we're going to discuss because I totally beg to differ on this fact that online is showing us. I mean, first of all, let me share my screen. Okay, so I'm right here now onto RottenTomatoes.com, the website that gives Rotten Tomato percentage reviews and ratings for films and media. And what I am noticing on here is that when we put in the Alien versus Predator 2004 film, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, that also came out for streaming in 2014, just 10 years later. But of course, ever since it came out in theaters in 2004, it's been available for like DVD and Blu-ray, and Ultra HD on online film and movie apps. And now it's on streaming. For example, Disney Plus. I still can't believe that the Disney Plus platform has finally put all of the Alien and the Predator films all on there. Well, it kind of does make sense because Disney now owns 20th Century Fox and now is 20th Century Studios. And 20th Century Fox is the studios that made all of these films, this entire universe. So, um, um, so anyway, yes, the point is that why I'm showing you guys this is all the top critics have put in their comments here. And one of the comments that really stuck out to my mind was this one from Casey Chon from Casey's Movie Mania. And it says, it was mindless fun watching the two iconic monsters fighting against each other, but the problem is, of course, there is a problem. The movie spends considerable time focusing on the human characters. So, in a way, Cassie or Casey, I do have to kind of agree. It hasn't spent so much time about the whole themes and ideas on the monsters of the aliens and predators and the face huggers and the eggs and such. I really wish they could have gone more into depth on that instead of focusing on each individual human character. because we didn't need to know each of their backstory and where they came from. I think that that was just unnecessary for the movie. All we needed to know was that they were from the expedition team from Carl Bishop Wayland and from the Wayland Yutani Corporation. So also, one Brian Eggert also says this movie isn't scary or particularly thrilling. In a way, this was kind of more of a action-packed movie, if you will, because after all, what do the Predators have? High technology, state-of-the-art kind of weapons like their laser blasters on their shoulders, their um frisbee blade discs that chop anything almost, and their whatever stuff else that they carry on their belts, because hand-to-hand combat is kind of a ritual thing and is considered rare when it comes to hand-to-hand combat of them facing the serpents, or as in Aliens they call them serpents in the movies. um so as we all know about the entire background of the Predators, why they're here in the first place, um is because they travel around their part of the galaxy in a way almost kind of like policing the planets that have the alien serpents, um, the xenomorphs, uh, nesting or hiving. Because, well, okay, maybe not policing because they're not there to enforce any laws or anything, but they're there as like an honorary sport. They're there to gain honor, um, and whatever serpent they kill, even if they in a way try and find some way to kill a serpent queen. I mean, if they kill a queen, that is like probably the highest honor for a predator. And then their reward is probably the upgraded mask that they can take their mask off. And then they are rewarded from the predator king or whatever ritual leader they have, the mask that not only has heat vision to sense body heat on humans like troops or humans, but also like green and black night vision. So it's highlighted in green all of the alien serpents. So in a way, it's heat vision and alien vision, or can just turn it off. So in a way, that's pretty interesting. Um, I don't think there was anything else on this Rotten Tomatoes website that really stuck out in my mind. Except I think I was under top critics. I want to see if it's still here. Um, Jessica Winter, uh, from Time Out. Of course, these are top critics that are read right here. She says the title alone portrays an entire Hollywood mindset of rehash, reheat, recombine, re-please. So, in a way, she's like saying this is like she, in a way, in this comment is saying that Hollywood is just repeating what has been done before and recombining many of the ideas from this universe into one, trying to cram it all in, and in a story um that doesn't quite sustain any interest. Um and then by replease, meaning like trying to replease an audience by bringing alien serpents back into a brand new idea that predators can fight them and try and kill them to gain honor, if you will, and get stronger, um and have a bigger step up title in their cult or uh in their culture. But also, a couple of these other top comments all say, sadly devoid of any real thrills. These really were not thrills, guys. These were sci-fi action. This was not sci-fi horror. This was not quite sci-fi There was a little bit of comedy in this film, if I do have to say so myself. Um, but it lacks the horror and scary parts, which is what these monster films were known to be. They were meant to be like horror. Um, and one guy says, "What's not to love?" Well, by Jamie Russell from BBC.com. I agree with this guy. I mean, what's not to love about these predators and aliens? I mean, it was really cool to see them together in a film, let alone two films, in this one and in Requiem. Um, but also there is the idea that here I'm gonna stop sharing. Um, if I need to share something else, I'll share the screen again. Um, but it's very interesting to see the aliens and predators combined together in a film, like they run into each other, and then what happens next? There's not even any talking. There's all screeching and their foreign alien communication and kind of language. So there's a big barrier, and therefore they're not able to communicate with each other. The serpents are what we known as mindless monsters that just kill anything for like survival or at will for what it feels threatens them. While as a predator is like strength compared to an alien serpent is very actually weak. Sorry guys, that something went down the wrong pipe. Anyways, um a predator's like strength compared to a serpent's. Who wins that one? The serpents have better strength than the predator. Who has better weapons for attacking? The predators. So that's like 1-to-1. So now the question is intelligence. Which is smarter? The predator. A serpent alone, purebred, um, like a regular serpent in the family or in the nest, is known as like mindless. And they only understand or obey the queen whenever the queen calls or tells them to do something, or gives them maybe a mission, an objective, or purpose. Um, and of course, on the serpent side of things, their most intelligent serpent in that family that can probably stand a predator in a really epic, glorious looking, action packed fight would be the queen. Like the queen herself would have to get off of her nesting throne and she would have to battle the predator herself. Um, because even an army of her serpents are probably not enough to take two or three predators because their weapons are just absolutely great and they have their they have their body stuff to defend and everything. But then again, it depends. They could be outnumbered. I mean, an army of serpents versus a few predators, and each predator to be known as like the elite or stronghold of their culture. So, like, it should only take two or three predators sent down to a planet to investigate and hunt down these serpents and to survive. But that's not always the case. I mean, an army of aliens can definitely kill them, if there's definitely enough of them. And if after enough time has gone by, the aliens could observe the kind of fight they have with the predators. And then if they lose or retreat and leave and don't die, they can probably gain a little more intelligence over time to know how to face them again. Because we've seen the scene in this Alien versus Predator 2004 film where one of the predators was battling an alien serpent and he shot from his equipment a shrinking capture net onto the serpent, which the net you cannot help and you cannot cut. It just shrinks and it squeezes you to death. And it was squeezing the serpent to death, or like in suffocation, until it was bleeding its acidic blood. And then eventually, another serpent, I think, came to the rescue. So then the predator had to retreat, and then the aliens somehow got out of the net when the acidic blood finally burnt through the netting, and it got itself released, but it left netting marks of its own acidic blood on its serpent, on its big serpent head. So in a way, um, that kind of gives us, the audience, the idea we need to remember that serpent, the one who battled the predator at first in one of those tombs in the pyramid, because he will be back. Because when they both retreated, doesn't necessarily mean they're dead. They're going to come back again, because we see that same serpent that was left with the netting battle scars on its head, with his like squad of serpents, go up to the queen and shriek like in anger and disappointment to their own mother, like, sorry mom, we were not able to kill him. And in a way, like, requesting maybe another rematch against these warriors, or for like maybe confession, redemption, or whatever it is. So we know that that alien with the battle scar acidic netting on its head, we know that that has a personal grudge with the predators, and it's absolutely mad, and it will not stop until it wants to kill what it wanted to kill. So it's like you shoot a tiger, but in a spot where it doesn't kill it, and then it's able to run away. That leaves the beast violent and angry, and therefore more dangerous to try and kill. And you'd have to be extra careful. While as I mean, compared to finishing off and killing the creature, that would mean it's safer for you because the harm and the danger is over, but their life is over. And then therefore their burden and anger is gone. So it's like, what would you like better? Would you like to um face an epic battle? I mean, think of yourself as a predator warrior. You go up against a serpent queen, and then you have all of your training and all the weapons that you can have as an elite predator leading a squad of predators, or leading a duo of predators behind you. You go up against the queen. You give her a lot of great damage, but not enough to kill her. She gives you a lot of damage too because of her overpowering strength compared to yours. Because they're extra giant, um, their strength of their lunging jaws that can pierce and kill you really terrifies you enough. Their sneaky little whippy, stabby tail. It's like, what would you rather have? Would you rather set off a whole bomb to completely kill it and sacrifice yourself for maybe eliminating something so powerful to try and regain you and your culture honor, or saving the place from a more danger than you are? Or would you rather find some way to retreat and get out of it, and then just leave it as it is, as even, both sides equally damaged? And therefore leaving the queen more angry than she was before, because now she's in pain or she's in damage. And then therefore the predator, as you, the predator, would have to extra watch your back, because the next time, not going to be so easy. They observed their fighting techniques, and it knows how to probably get you next time. It might know your strengths and your weaknesses. I mean, these serpents over time, especially the queens, can gain intelligence over time after series of battles, and it would know probably the next couple times or so how to face that kind of same battle again. but they're still mindless when it comes to facing new experiences, maybe new forms of fighting, new groups of people that try to stand up against them, like maybe new Marines with new methods to try and shoot them and eliminate them, or new types of predators that have different kind of killing methods that they may have not seen before. The list goes on. I think I'm going a little too much in depth on that. So anyway, back to the films. Um, Alien versus Predator 2004 that takes place on the Antarctica ice with the Queen. Um, of course, a little spoiler there if you haven't seen it. But if you have, you would know what I mean. It's definitely a huge experience and adventure in this film. I say it was adventurous. It was fun. It was not exactly horrifying or thrilling as or scary as you wanted it to be. So if you are a like scary suspense thriller or a horror fan, then this one is probably not for you, but it's definitely action packed. There's a lot of fighting and some combat techniques between the predators and the serpents, as well as these humans that try to survive with defense to get through the mission. Of course, it's not as great and action-packed as Aliens from 1986 in the Aliens movies. But I think this is like second or third place on the action-packed movies of this entire universe of Aliens and Predators. This is definitely number 3 or 4 on my list. My top two, maybe favorite films in the whole Alien and Predator franchise would probably have to be number 1 is definitely Aliens, 1986, the best, highest rated one ever. And then second would probably have to be the original first film, Alien, from 1979. Uh, So anyway, that's just a recap in general of what my top rated ones are. Um, so this movie does pretty okay, though it faces so many critics with characters, story, and disappointment in the genre of focus that the writers and producers and the director wanted to go for this film. But I still think it's worth seeing. If you are a Predator and an Aliens fan, you should still see this and give it maybe a chance. Now, as for Alien versus Predator Requiem from 2007, its sequel, that was totally, totally a surprise and unexpected journey compared to the 2004 film. Because what I liked in this one is that what I liked in Requiem is that Requiem had introduced us to possible hybriding these alien creatures, like combining an alien serpent and a predator together, making like an ultimate monstrous machine or creature that is like the most horrifying you've ever known. Like take an alien serpent, like super strong, monstrous, horrifying as it is, like killing at will, but now don't think of it anymore as mindless. Think of a predator's intelligent brain or mind or skills put into it, making the alien more dangerous. I mean, that's like, wow. I mean, a hybrid, alien and predator together from Requiem. I mean, and then the one of the predators like scans it closer and then realizes, oh shit, I have to face this thing. Oh man, that was just that was just like a masterpiece. That was a masterpiece of a first step in the entire franchise back in that day in the 2000s that introduced us to an idea of hybriding creatures. Like this new Alien Romulus film. Again, it's still in theaters, so I'm not going to spoil it, but the idea that they gave in that film that you can now hybrid not just aliens and predators, but you can hybrid um you can hybrid the idea of an alien serpent and a human, which takes us back to the ideas of Prometheus. Um, oh, we got some things in the chat. Let's see what we got. Um, from Iwarn. Nice to have you on here. Says, I love Alien versus Predator. I love Predator 2. Predator 2 was good too. The direct I think it was the direct sequel to the original Predator from 87, which with Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers. That one was good too. Predator 2 is the most underrated sci-fi action film ever. Alien 3 is brilliant. It definitely is. I would see Alien 3 any day rather than Resurrection. Alien 3 is underrated. I definitely agree with that. Um, yeah, I hate Prometheus. Prometheus, in a way, it's like they were trying to bring the idea of new types of hybriding, like with those hybrid creatures from their big U-shaped ship that crashed on LV-426, and then the eggs started all nesting, and all the serpents started unleashing on that planet, making the alien films um like starting its way for Ripley's team in her lifetime. Um, so yeah, and Alien Covenant was just as bad as Prometheus too, in my opinion. Alien and Aliens are the best ones ever. Total thumbs up on that. Thanks a lot, Iwarn. You're definitely making my day here. Um, I loved Alien 4 Resurrection. I hated the design of the creature at the end. Yeah, I don't know why people. I don't know why the uh I don't know why the creature designers wanted to go for something like that. Um, the alien's origins should be a mystery. Um, yeah, but eventually, over time, with the Weyland-Yutani billion-dollar corporation that comes along, because what are they? They're terraformers, they're researchers, scientists, and engineers, like best of them that try to like reach above and beyond the standard goals of what Earth would probably produce. Then again, Earth is not an idea here. This was like a time way after Earth or something like that. George Lucas made the same mistake trying to explain the Force in Star Wars. Well, the Force in Star Wars was definitely a mystery, all right. Um, it shouldn't be like described as a definition. It should be as a mysterious thing to believe in, um, kind of like believing in a spirit, if you will, but something else. Um, but anyway, Star Wars, a little off topic. Anyways, but in Requiem, I think that Requiem, um, comparing Alien versus Predator 2004 and then AvP Requiem in 2007, is that 2004 had probably a better story. Requiem's story was a little bit weak. Again, it was just random people in a small village or town, just doing their everyday lives. And it's like these teens in high school that are trying to get along, and it's all just teen and adult drama. Um, and it's like, okay, but what does this have to do with the aliens and predators? Um, though it was really interesting seeing for the first time the idea that a face hugger can actually go onto a pet dog, like another animal, for example, not just a human. It's like we didn't even know that face huggers, you know, preferred them too. I mean, over humans. Because, well, I mean, it does make sense. Dog bodies are a little warmer than humans. Um, but yeah, Requiem is terrible. Yeah, the Requiem story, I think, is very weak. Um, the only thing I did like about Requiem was the introductory idea of alien and predator hybriding. I mean, it was interesting to see the design of that creature. I mean, that looked like an ultimate killer machine. Um, Prey is overrated. Yeah, and the predators. Mm, yeah, I totally don't agree with that. I don't think Predator is total. I don't think that the Predators are totally trash. Predators definitely have a very. They were a well creative written cult or group of society in space, if you will, from their ships. Um, they're like a different kind of people of space that scientists like they were trying to figure out for many years. Wayland tried to crack the codes with them with the pyramids, but obviously they failed because they keep underestimating these intelligent creatures. Um, like Predator is good, but not good, especially at the end when Lawrence Fishburne turns up. Predator 2 is better than Prey. The Predator 2018 movie is trash. Yeah, the 2018 film, that was totally, yeah, that was a big thumbs down in my opinion too. Um, but yeah, if I have to choose between watching Alien vs. Predator 2004 or Requiem 2007, 2004 would definitely be a yes for me. I mean, I can see Requiem anytime because I have all of these films on Blu-ray. But I haven't touched some of them in many, many years. Like I've seen them all at least once or twice, but there are only maybe 3 or 4 of these films in the whole franchise that I've seen hundreds of times that I really loved than the others. Um, but then again, it depends on who's the producers, who's the director, and who are the writers. Um, if I said producers, I also mean executive producers because they're the ones in charge of like the screen production and the entire story on the screen itself. Like screenwriters, they're in charge of what happens in every scene and what we are supposed to see that makes sense or is supposed to be there in the story and what's supposed to be taken out, if you will. Like the funny thing is, wasps act like aliens, xenomorph. They lay eggs inside other insects, and the babies eat the life from inside. Yeah, I think they got that concept idea from the wasp insect family, but they decided to, in a way, spacify it and create not space hornets or whatever, but xenomorphs, space monsters that do the same thing that wasps kind of do, if you will, because what do they have? I mean, what's all around their entire nesting area with eggs? They call it in the films a hive, and then with a queen. I mean, it's like a beehive. Like, what do we hear Bill Paxton say in the Aliens 1986 film? Hey, maybe it's like an ant hive. Well, you know what I mean. There's one female that runs the whole show. Yeah, some wasps are black, not all have yellow stripes. Yeah, well, depends. There are different species of them. Um, but anyways, yes, I do think that these Alien and Predator films, Alien versus Predator films, these two, um, are definitely at least a must see one time through, and then you have to make the choice as the fan or the audience on which one that you like better, or the fact if you like these films or not, compared to the Aliens franchise of films, or the Predator standalone films, if you will. That doesn't involve the alien serpents. The Predator films are just about the predators and with the humans. Aliens is just with the aliens and with the humans that are in it. Alien versus Predator have them all combined. And that's what kind of made maybe their stories pretty weak rating online compared to Rotten Tomatoes. um they're seeing it as too much concepts of things smushed into 1 or 2 films, and the audience is like, oh, I'm confused, what are we supposed to know here? um love Bill Paxton. Yeah, I know, man, I miss him. And it'll be, let's see, 1 2 3, in 3 more years he had died. In 3, after 3 more years, he would have died 10 years ago, 2017. I can't believe 2027 is going to be 3 more years. My goodness. The bombardier beetle melts other insects using its acid spit. Acid spit. I think you've got something going on here. I think what you are describing are exactly the writer and the the alien and predator, the whole alien origins when it all started. Whoever had created it at first and the concept ideas all got the ideas from these insects. Loved Terminator, loved T2. I'll probably do a separate live stream discussion about the Terminator films. Because um I've seen the first all 5 of them all the way up to Genesis. I've seen Dark Fate. Um so I think that's the 6th film. So I've seen all 6 of them at least once, but Terminator 2, in my opinion, the best one of all, with the T-1000 advanced prototype cop guy. Um but anyways, getting a little off topic again. So I think that's going to end the live stream tonight. I think I've said all of the overall discussion topics that I wanted to go over for this live stream of this franchise. Scrolling through my notes. Uh, yes, and and one more extra note. So again, thank you all for joining tonight on the live discussion of the Alien versus Predator duo films. On my next live stream, I'm planning to do um the standalone Predator films overall discussion. I'm choosing between that or the discussion of, thanks to iWarney on here, the Terminator films, or possibly what new movies are out right now that are a must go and see for. But then again, I'll let you guys know with a post on my channel in the community tab what you can expect next. Whether there'll be a next movie review or another uploaded video, or if there's going to be a next live discussion. Release dates and details will be posted very soon, um, with the time, date, and all that good stuff. So, guys, please do not go anywhere. So, if you can for me, please, 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 please press the like button and please comment down your thoughts on this whole franchise or what you want to have live discussed next. So, anyways, I will see you all next time. And if you've missed this live stream, you can go back and watch this thing all again on the lives playlist in my channel, archived under lives. So it'll be there. You can still make comments on there, just not chats. So anyways, thank you all for coming. And thank you, I warned, for your really productive comments. It really does give the great ideas and the great vibe in here. So I will see probably you. So I warn you, I'll probably see you on the next one. Scott Applier, sorry that you probably missed this one. I didn't see you in the chat, but whenever you see this, I'm sure you will be thrilled to hear all of these topics that were discussed. So I will see you all next time. Cash Vault out.